Hi, guys. It's just a few minutes past 7 o'clock Central here. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late starting up. The kids needed a few things before they were ready to go off with Dad. But thanks very much for joining me tonight. I hope you can hear me. I'm actually going to quickly just mute. One time I didn't do that and nobody could hear me at all. So if you're watching and for some reason there's any problems, I'm just actually going to post in here and just put in here that if you guys have any problems, just to let me know. But yeah, I did one time, and the whole thing, nobody could hear me, and it was 45 minutes in until I realized that I had done it all wrong. Or had done it on mute somehow. I don't know what I was doing. So thanks a lot for joining me tonight. I'm going to be sharing with you what I do with Twitter. Twitter is I would say it's probably my most favorite social platform for connecting with people. I've been having a lot of great success with Facebook lately that I will share with you in another webinar. But Twitter still, I like that I can go to Twitter, find exactly what I want quick, talk to people quick, and get out quick. I don't like to spend very much time doing searching for people and stuff like that. So Twitter is just really great, and that's what I'm going to share with you guys. First, I will talk a bit about myself, let you know who I am. I'll close that up here. You know what? I'm going to turn my chat off. A good tip, just so you guys know, if you're running any videos or any webinars or anything on your computer, that I found out, and you may know this, but I didn't until last week, was that if you turn off your chat on your Facebook, it really speeds things up on your computer. So if you're having computer issues, try turning off your chat for a bit, or just get off Facebook entirely, right? But so this is me, Angel Balachowski. Feel free to connect with me. If you connected with me today, you'll see I have friend requests I have not got to today. I do go through all of them, so that's why you haven't heard back from me today. If you did add me once you registered for the webinar, I go through them all because there's just some that just don't just want to be friends, if you know what I mean. And regardless of the fact that I say I'm married and make it clear there's nothing like that, people still do that. So I'm sure if you're a woman, you understand what I mean. And if you're a guy and you're on Facebook trying to connect with people who are married, stop. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure nobody on here is like that. But yeah, so this is me. I am a mom. I'll give you a little bit of my story and kind of my background. If you've been on a webinar with me before, you've heard this, so sorry for the repetition. But for those of you who are new and maybe don't know me at all, I'm a mom. I'm in and a wife, and I've got 2 kids, and I live in Winnipeg, Canada. I started in network marketing almost 2 years ago with a company that I'm no longer with, and the reason for that is because I tried for a year very unsuccessfully to build my business, and I really struggled, and I really spent a lot of money, and it was nobody's fault, and I even myself, I worked really hard that year, so it wasn't duplicating. I think my belief was what was missing, and my belief in the duplication and in the cost of the business itself. So you know how it is when you don't love the products, but just couldn't get that business side of it going. So starting at the beginning of this year, I started getting into some training and coaching with Ray Higdon, and just really kind of worked on my skills and mindset and building a vision for my life, and realized that there's so much more to network marketing than just even just following your companies, what they set out for you. And I mean, a lot of people just build normally and do it that way, but I knew that there was something bigger for my life that I wanted, and so I started to brand myself and started to see some changes in my life. I still was struggling, and so since then I've sought some mentorship and some direct coaching, some one-on-one, and it's just right now my business is in such momentum. I really am having trouble keeping up. It's such a blessing and such a good thing to have happen. So my main mission in life and in my business, and I'm just going to double check and make sure nobody's commented saying they can't hear me. I don't want to be talking if anybody can't hear me. Where did my page go? Here it is. Make sure. Okay. I don't see any comments. So yeah, my mission in life basically is to help others to not have the same struggles as me, or if you are, to basically help you get out of it quick and to not make the same mistakes that I made, because I made huge mistakes and I spent, like I say, I spent so much money the wrong way, and just, basically was throwing it down the drain. And so I basically now just kind of share all of my training, share tips, coach people, help them with their social media, and just, I've managed to be blessed enough to make some really good relationships in this industry of people who are just super successful and super awesome and that want to help me out, and just have been able to kind of pay that forward. And I just kind of want to wrap my arms around anybody who's needing any help, and just kind of say, it doesn't have to be that hard. You're not on your own. And that's the worst thing you can do, is isolate yourself. And some of you might be watching this and you're not in network marketing at all, and that's totally fine. What I'm going to show you is fine. It's a lot of what I do is actually based around a list, but I'll get into that like on an email list, but I'll get into that later. My kids, I'll just quickly, oh, I clicked my cover photo. We love to travel. That's us at Cocoa Beach. Me and my daughter, that was a few years ago. But yeah, travel is our passion, and our passion is basically, to help others. It's, kind of our dream to just be able to take our business and not have to work as hard, and be able to pay it forward. So that's my dream. But my kids are, do I have photos of them here? I think these are my kids. These are my nephews, but these are my two. Oh, I clicked on the wrong one again. There's me. Here they are. That's my little boy. That's Jace. He's 2, and that's Asha, and she is 7. And yeah, I mean, they're my reason for starting my network business. I was just coming off mat leave. We have a year here in Canada, and I knew I didn't want to go back. My history was that I worked nights at my law firm. I was very lucky that I was able to do that, but I didn't want to have to go back. Me and my husband both had decided that our kids would not go into daycare, and so we've just kind of always worked it around that, which we've been blessed to be able to do. But I decided after having my son that I really didn't want to go back to that lifestyle where, my daughter was now in school, so there was no sleeping in if you worked super late, and you're working until 4 in the morning. So it's a lot of a lot of stress, right? So I just knew that network marketing offered me an opportunity to be able to get away from that lifestyle, be the mom that I wanted to be. And I kind of one of those people that live in the moment, and I know that this time with them is so short that if I'm spending it not with them, I'm one of the, like, I know when I'm 50, I'm just going to look back and regret it if I don't cherish the way they are right now. And especially when they need me. And I know that that's so many moms' dreams. And that's, that's another reason why I'm here. I love to see parents be able to stay home with their kids, and that's just what we should be able to do. We're able to design our life. And so this training that I'm going to give you, it's basically allowed me to, I've kind of, through my social media training, and there's so many other aspects to it that I'll do other webinars on, but I'm pretty much at the point now where I think I don't even know, I would guess that I'm generating minimum 20 leads a day. I just kind of caught up with all the ones that I had to phone last week, but I went from having 0 leads, I mean, having to fish for people, and kind of in the wrong way. I took some training, Jessica Higdon's social media training, which, by the way, she's coming out with a new product that I'm going to be doing a webinar with her as well. But I took that training, so I knew how to talk to people on Facebook, but I had no idea. I followed her training, but I just wasn't any good at anything. And so that's the only way I was getting leads, was through Facebook, by messaging people. And now I have people coming to me. It's that whole attraction marketing, and kind of branding yourself that really starts to draw people to you. And now I have so many leads coming in. Like I say, a lot of these friend requests, not only the reason do I look at the people to make sure that I want to be friends with them, but I also like to message people that I want to connect with, and just, just reach out and say, hey. In the beginning, I don't try to prospect, but I like to get that conversation going. So I just love doing that, and Twitter is just a great place to find some leads. If you ever want any free coaching, this is my blog here. It's coffeewithangel.com. I was going to change that name. It's been kind of a dilemma of mine. I have other names reserved, but that's kind of been my thing. I was going to change it because people think that I sell coffee, which I don't. I'm not in the coffee industry. It was more of a sit down and have coffee with me and let's chat about business kind of thing. So this is where I share a lot of my training. You can come here and get lots of information. I think I have like almost 200 posts now. I took Topreneur Success School with Ray Higdon, so there's lots of information about prospecting and closing and tons of social media information. This month is social media month, so that's why I'm doing social media webinars, and yeah, it's super fun. I just love to share it. It's been I don't know how long I've been doing it for. I think since February, so it's been a while now, and it kind of becomes second nature. But I mean, if you need any help, if you're setting up a blog, for sure reach out to me, because I'd love to help you out. It's a fun thing to be able to do. And yeah, so that's me. I will get into this. I basically haven't been into Twitter for a couple of days because I knew this webinar was coming up, and I kind of wanted it to be so live that I had some stuff to show you. I didn't want to keep it all up to date, and I'm just going to double check one more time because I'm paranoid that you guys can't hear me. Hopefully you can. Yeah, okay, good. It looks like everything is fine. So here's me on Twitter. For sure, connect with me. I am at Angel C. Bally right here. Give me a follow, and I follow you back for sure. And if you have any questions during this webinar, feel free to fire them at me on Twitter. That would be fun, and I can answer them as we go. So I basically come into Twitter. I will do a quick cap of what, the profile and everything like that. I do have another webinar that if you registered for this webinar, you would have got from my autoresponder my first social media training. And if that covers Facebook and Twitter, but so it'll cover a lot of what I share in this part of this webinar, but this webinar is going to go into lots of different, it's way more in depth on Twitter. So with your Twitter profile, I mean, I don't even really like this. My cover photo, I couldn't get it the right size, but it's okay. I'm not going to be too picky. I just changed this last weekend or earlier this week. And so you want to have a cover photo, you want to have a nice profile picture where people can see you. I'm not one, if you know me at all, I don't put my business up, I don't put my products up and stuff like that. You want to fill out your bio. Don't just leave it blank, and don't have it be all about your business either. Have it be about you. Have places where people can get a hold of you. I've got my online affiliate marketing business here where you can get leads online. So I have that. That's kind of where I want people to go, because I'm not really, I don't drive people to my business. I'd like to drive them to training, right? Because delivering value is what you want to be doing. And then you have an opportunity to pin a post. Right now I have my webinar posted because I wanted anybody who follows me, chances are if they followed me and I already followed them, then that means that they're in network marketing. And so when they come over and check out my page, then they see this pinned tweet here. And the way that you can do that, you just go into more on a tweet, and it says, well, this one will say unpinned. But so if I went into one of my other tweets here, which I haven't tweeted for a while, oh great, now I went into the main one. Anyways, you can go into any tweet and hit that more, and it'll just say you can pin the post. So I, for a while, it's funny, like, when it comes to posting tweets, I have done a lot more than I've been doing lately. I had, with a lot of tweets going out, I have had a few things happen with tweets, like get a little bit of business, but I don't think, I don't know, Twitter land just seems to be this place where you put it out, a few people see it if they happen to be there for those few seconds, and then it's gone. So unless if people are coming to your page and checking you out, they're not seeing all your tweets. So I kind of was like, how can I use this better? Because I was scheduling. I don't use Hootsuite or anything yet. I have to train myself on it. And so I've actually was just kind of sending out tweets as the day went along. And I figured, you know, I've got to figure out a better way to do this. So because I do content and because I have a lead generation system, I I put stuff out and I go to what's called viralcontentbuzz.com. I'll open it up here for you guys so you can see it. So this is just kind of an extra tip for those of you who are putting tweets out of any content, or if you do articles or anything and you want, and you're tweeting them, this is a good way to get them shared without you having to be able to post it, and then you get the chance to retweet it. But so yeah, Viral Content Buzz. I can do, if anybody wants more information on that, I can do a webinar on this too. I think I cover it in one of my other ones as well that you'll get. So yeah, so I come in here. So other people tweet my content, and I've stopped. I don't tweet as often. I'll tweet some things here and there, or stuff like this when I'm having a webinar, but I come into Twitter and I use it a lot differently than I used to. And it's been able to, I haven't really been building my Twitter following too much lately because I've been working so much on Facebook. But this I probably built, and I would say it was about 5 months of really actively following people. And now I'm kind of at this awkward place where Twitter won't let me follow more than 2,000 people. And I've got to clear out some people that I'm following so that I can get a more equal amount of followers, because I follow a lot of bigger names, right? So there's people that are famous people. I mean, I do follow some famous people. And so yeah, so my balance isn't there, and I've got to figure out a way to kind of make it work better. So when I come into Twitter, the first thing I do is check my notifications and see what's going on. If people have tweeted my content, then I definitely want to retweet that, because that's giving it double exposure. And it's also where you can find where people follow you. Like, this is pretty basic Twitter, but just in case if you need it, this is where you're going to find out who followed you, who tweeted you, who favorited your stuff, if you were mentioned in any tweets. Everything's all in here. So I pretty much spend some time going through here, retweeting stuff and that. So and then when you go into who has followed you, and I do it a little bit different. I go back to my page and I just click on followers, and I kind of go through that way, because I sort of have an idea of the last place that I stopped. And I actually usually use Twitter on my phone, so it's a little bit different to see it on here. Like this guy, I'm not going to follow back because I'm trying to keep my, I only have like 30 left. So I'm not going to follow back people who I don't want to connect with. So this woman followed me and I don't follow her yet. So I'm going to check her out and see. And so you want to check to see if this is someone you want to message when you follow them back. And then I'll show you what I say in a message. My idea, or not my idea, but I have been taught over this last couple of months how important your email list is. And if you don't have an autoresponder, I'll show you where you can get one. But actually, I'll post it. You know where I'll post it? I'll post it on this page here. So after the webinar, come back here and I'll put the links up that I talk about here. I didn't realize how important an email list is. And so a lot of times you're in here like, okay, I got a prospect, I got to get somebody on my team, I got to get somebody, you know, into my lead generation system. I'm, you know, oh boy. It is so much easier if you have an autoresponder and if you're building a client list, if you sell products, or if you do crafty blogs or anything like that, you want to be building that list. That really is your bread and butter. And I've, been able to switch mentally to realize a lot of people want to be on your list if you're delivering value. And if you're inviting someone to come onto your list, it's very an easy way to approach people. And they, they trust you, and it builds that trust so that along the way, if they're like 98% of other people in business and home business, they're likely not going to make it in what they're doing. And if they have a trust with you, they're probably going to come to you for help. So that's basically and I mean, that's not why I have a list or why I put out content. I put this stuff out because, like I say, I literally hate seeing people struggle. And as long as I can help people make it in business, it doesn't have to be mine. But it's a very good way to build that relationship. I mean, we're all here to build our business, and so that is part of it. So this woman here, I would check her out. I check followers to see. A lot of people buy, like, you'll notice that I have a small amount of followers, but that's organic. I haven't paid for any followers. And sometimes you come in and you see that people have like 12,000 followers, but they only follow 1,600 people, and it's like, okay, I know you bought followers, and then I don't really connect with that person. So she seems really awesome. I'm not sure she's a speaker, so that's cool. I'm gonna follow her back, but I'm not gonna message her at this time. So then I go back. You can probably hear my children in the background. This girl, oh, what happened there? When your computer acts up during a webinar, that's never fun. Okay, so slow right now. Let's close out viral content. So yeah, so I'm gonna check her. Not really sure what she's about, so I'll just follow her back. I don't really spend time going through people's stuff. Sometimes I might retweet something just to kind of be nice. Oh, what is going on with my computer here? I'm not quite sure why. These people, it's like my computer has a mind of its own right now. So yeah, so I might retweet something of hers. But you know what it is? My computer is stuck on that, the way when you scroll where it zooms in and out, and I never know how to fix that, so that's not good. There we go. Okay. This woman, I think, yes, I remember I followed her because when I did a search for It Works, I think she showed up in there. So let's take a look and see. So I'll show you how to find people and the best ways to search them. So what I had done is I had found her and I followed her. And so she's followed me back. Oh, you know what? She was Beachbody. That's what it was. So I'm just going to make sure she is. So then what I do, go in, send a direct message. And you know what? I used to be so picky about following this 140 character in my message thing and like try to make it look all professional. And I've realized that I don't need to be perfect like that. It's only Twitter. So sometimes I send 2, maybe 3 messages if my message won't fit into what I'm sending. So I'm just going to put, hey, Dana, thanks for the follow back. And I like to put follow back. Some people put follow, but when people do that with me, I think I'm like, hey, I followed you back. But anyways, whatever, that's just me. So thanks for the follow back. I see a tweet for Beachbody, with a Beachbody hashtag. Are you in Beachbody? And then I'll just send it. So that's my first way of kind of reaching out. If I knew for sure she was in Beachbody, I would say, hey, thanks for the follow back. I see you're in Beachbody. How is it going? And just start a conversation. A lot of times in Twitter, people aren't expecting to get messages. It's not like Facebook where you're getting, messages from people all the time. So I have a really good success rate with people answering me back. And sometimes they won't. I mean, whatever, you put the effort out there. I try to connect with 20 people a day on Twitter and just get that ball rolling, put it out there, and whoever comes back, I know that, you put it out there and the people that are meant to connect with you will come back is how I feel about it. So I don't stress if people don't answer me back. So then I go, I probably would have retweeted hers. Is she still here? Why is my computer acting like this? Anyway, she's not. So this girl is obviously in Skinny Body Care. I think that's what it's called. So I will come with her and send her a message. I'll retweet her. Oh, that wasn't hers actually. So you know what? I'll retweet this one. She had retweeted a tweet. So I will send her a message now. And I kind of like, I try to gauge how new they are to Twitter, and by the amount of tweets and the amount of followers they have. So depending on you kind of get a feel for somebody that way of what you should say, but it's pretty much the same for everybody. Like I say, I just try to keep it quick and get in and get out. So, hey, Mandy, thanks for the follow back. Smiley face. And who knows, maybe we'll get a response from these people while we're doing the webinar. So what I'm going to do, I'm showing you right now the first messages that I send out. Then I'm going to show you how I go out and find people. And then I'm going to end it with showing you what I do with the follow-up messages. Because if you see, I've got messages where people have messaged me back up in here. So I will show you then how I kind of close and get into the email request. And also, I mean, this webinar is also about how I get people over to Facebook, how I get them on the phone as well. So it'll depend on where these conversations are going. If none of them go that way, I will just quickly tell you what I do. So we'll cover it all here. I'll try to keep it within the next half an hour here, though I won't go through all of my followers and show you. So that's a good example of what I do when I come in. Those are the first two things I do, is check my notifications and check my followers to see who is new and retweet anybody that I feel I need to. I'm just going to see if there's anybody super awesome here that I would want to show you. Ones like this where they have the ad that they're advertising Twitter followers, I don't follow back, because then you get those messages. That's the other thing I wanted to mention too, is autoresponder messages in Twitter. A lot of people have it set up so that as soon as you follow them, you get a message from them, which is just automated. It's not personal at all. They don't use your first name, and they just ask you to connect with them on Facebook. Well, I don't even feel like they're connecting with me on Twitter, so I'm not going to head over to their Facebook. So as an experienced network marketer, I would suggest you don't do that. Just make it authentic. People like to feel special, and the way to make them feel special is to use their name, notice something about them, and talk to them the same way you'd want to be talked to, right? Like I say, if those automations annoy me, I'm not going to put automations out to annoy other people. Basically, it's just kind of the way I am. So that's that. So now to find people, so that you can do a few things depending on what you do or what you sell, or if you're in home business or not. So you can see here my recent searches. I searched some hashtags. So I love to deal with women in Younique. They are just awesome women, and I'm not out to recruit them. They're kind of my group where I can help them, right? They need help with their social media, and there's just so many of them in Younique that, and if you're in Younique, that's awesome. I'm actually going to be doing a online kind of event with my friend that I met online, and we're going to do it in mid-November, but it's going to be a party, an online party, but I am going to like twist it in with some training for other Younique people too, so that they'll hop on and get some training out of what we do. So it's going to be super fun. So in no way do I target people with any intention of taking them away from their opportunity. If they're happy in their opportunity, I think that's awesome. And most people in Younique are, because they love makeup, they love the eyelashes and the products, and it's just so it's great to connect with these women, because I want them on my list, because what I do is send out training, right? And so another part of what I do is help coach people, and help them with their social media, and help them with their recruiting, and give them some ideas of ways they can brand themselves. So these are the people I want to connect with. So I would go and search the hashtag Younique. Now you can search it that way, which I'll show you, and then I come over to all, because I don't want just the top tweets that come up. I want to see all of them. So I do check these people out before I follow them to make sure it's someone I want to follow. Yeah, and especially her, because she looks like she's brand new, so I will follow her. Come down. Now this lady, sometimes before, when I didn't really know stuff, I wouldn't follow someone like this, because I would be like, well, I'm not going to follow somebody who calls themselves Younique presenter. That to me is an example of someone who probably doesn't know what she's doing, right? And how to, oh, they're all screaming up there. I think my daughter's hurting my son. But their father's with them, just so you don't think that I've left them alone. So, to me, it's probably someone who's not quite familiar with how to brand themselves online. So I'm going to follow her. She doesn't have a cover photo, so maybe I could, help her out with that. Just ask her if she needs any help with Twitter. And then this girl here, yes, she's definitely with Younique, so I will follow her, and so on and so forth, right? So you can search it with the hashtag, and that means that people have hashtag Younique in their tweets so that people will find them with it, or you can put quotes around the word Younique and get a whole bunch of other ones. So this will give me all of the tweets that had the word Younique in it, but not necessarily the hashtag. So it just gives me a different group of girls to follow. I think this girl is pretty big. I think she knows what she's doing. So yeah, I mean, and like seriously, the Younique girls, they're all just so beautiful in their pictures. It's always like, oh my goodness, he's so well put together. Yeah, so this girl is in Younique, so let's follow her. And that's that. If you're looking to recruit people, what I do, and I mean, you can do that with any business, right? Or if you're selling to certain people, like I'm trying to think what you might be selling if you're not in home business. Like if you're selling stuff you've made, or if you're an affiliate with something and you're looking for people. So you would just I stop and think about who my ideal person is that I'm trying to get in contact with that day, and think of something they might be tweeting about, and therefore go back. So it's kind of like reversing how you're going to contact people, right? So that's that. And so if you want to recruit people, if you're looking for people who want to be able to work from home, then I would search something like wish. And if you put quotes around it, that means that the people actually wrote this exact sentence. So if I was to just put wish I could work from home, I might get something that says work from home wish. Like I might get somebody who did a post on working from home, and they've said, do you wish you could work from home? I'm just going to double check, make sure you guys can see everything that this is showing. Okay, good. So then we'll see what comes up here. Wish I could work from home. So he's responding to someone. Oops, I clicked his name instead of view the conversation. He's responding to someone. Yeah, these are just young guys. I'm homeschooled. Yeah, don't a little too young for what I'm looking for. It's days like today where I wish I could work from home. So this is when I would pull out a pen and paper and write this girl's name down, because I want to remember why I contacted her, because I won't know by the time she follows me back, I won't know why I contacted her, right? So I'm going to write down her name. I'm going to favorite her tweet. I'm not going to, and I'm not going to, some people, I have actually before done the approach of putting here, get in contact with me, I can help make that happen, or whatever. That didn't work. So I found just direct contact with people is the best way to go. So I'm going to follow this girl. I've written down her name, and yeah, so I'll go from there. So when she does follow me back, I'll send her a message and just say, hey, the reason I connected with you is because I saw your post about I wish I could work from home. That's actually what I do, and that's what I help people do. Are you serious about that or not? And you know what? If she unfollows me because I've sent her that message, so what, right? I'm not, I've kind of gotten over the fear of contacting people, because if you have that fear, you have to get over it, or else you're not going to be able to build your business. So um, I'm just going to write down, I wish I could work from home. Okay. And then this one, I wish I could work from home. So same thing, favorite it, go to her, follow, and then write her name down, Ashley G. So I think you probably can see what I mean here. So same thing. So it's super easy to find people on here. You know, you kind of sit down some days and they're like, oh no, how am I going to find people? It's like, come up with a phrase of that person. I'm personally in a travel business, so I, you know, type like just that same saying, like wish I was here, because a lot of people will post travel pictures and say wish I was here, right? Or wish you were here, because people will post travel pictures. So it's kind of two ways. For my business side of things, I want to bring in people who want to travel. For my product side of things, I want to sell to people who do travel. So it's, you know, kind of works both ways. And yeah, so I mean, if you're in weight loss, instead of searching the hashtag lose weight or weight loss, because then you get like all the people who are in FitFam and posting, and they post, you know, like 100 times a day about how fit and healthy they are with the hashtag lose weight. Like you end up going through a lot of them, right? So wish I was here. So he's got an Instagram picture of wish I was here. I'm giving you guys my secrets. I don't know how old he is though. Hey, oh, he looks older in his picture. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to follow him, and same thing. Wish I was here. Riyadh. Yeah, so when he messages me back, it'll be the same thing. I'm just going to say to him, hey, I saw that you posted a tweet that said, wish I was here, with an awesome picture. Do you know where that was of? And then he'll answer me back. Like, the thing is, if you ask questions, people are generally almost always inclined to answer you back. And if they don't answer you back because you're asking them a question, then in the end, it really turns out that you don't want them as either a customer or somebody in your business, right? Because you really want to be working with people who are open-minded and positive. And so if they are that person, then why wouldn't they answer you back? If they're on social media, they should be there to connect, right? So if people don't want to connect and their profiles are private, then that totally makes sense. This is a travel business, but so you see what I mean. So if I was in weight loss or the health industry, you might type something like, what could you say? Wish I could lose weight. And I'm gonna lose all of my my good searches. You guys are gonna have all the good ones now. All the people are gonna be like, no, sorry, I just got contacted. Here, I'm just kidding. I believe in abundance of people for everybody. So you would want to go to all again, because top means that they're the most favorited and retweeted and stand out the most and have been the most viewed. So now something like this, I wish I could lose weight as fast as I lose friends. That's just a saying. So if I was you, I wouldn't connect. Wish I could lose weight as fast as I gain it, so you could connect with that person, this person, like how many people, right? That you can connect with. So a phrase like that. What else could you put? Like if you're in unique, I need help with my makeup. Sorry, I obviously have not searched this one yet, but just to give you an idea, because I like, it's funny, because not only do I connect with a lot of unique people myself, but they also seem to be the people that connect with me. So I think there's some joint camaraderie there. Maybe I do love makeup, so maybe that's why. And no, I'm not in unique at all. That's not why I'm talking about it. Just so you guys know, I'm not here promoting anything. I don't need help with my makeup. Well, maybe I didn't. I need help with my makeup. Oh, that's a guy. You could find some things, or wish I could afford better makeup, and then you can kind of swing in there saying, hey, you can, you know. When you think of the tons of people, so you could connect with this Dakota. I wish I could afford makeup from MAC. And you can connect with her and say, I guess there was only one person in all of the Twitter world that wishes she could afford makeup. But I mean, you get the idea, right? Like, spend some time thinking about it and then write those things down, because it changes so much that sometimes you'll come across the same people, but when it comes to phrases, chances are you won't, because people only say something once on Twitter, right? So you're always going to find different people, and so that's the way to do it. And if you hashtag stuff, I would suggest it be hashtags that that aren't as popular for the other side of things, like where people are doing them. Like I said, fitness, they're posting lose weight and weight loss and all that in their posts, because they want people looking to lose weight to contact them. So it can get bad that way. So those are the ways that I connect with people, and find them. There's other, and like I said in the ad for this, it's fast and easy. And this might not seem so fast right now because I'm showing you, but once you're really into it, it's seriously like, I search a few things, add about 20 people, get off of it. Go back a few hours later to check my notifications and messages. So unless if I get in a message with someone that keeps me on Twitter for a while, then I'm pretty much on and off of it. So it's very quick, and people aren't upset if you don't answer right away, because everybody's on their mobile device and living their life, right? So it's fun. And it's a great way to connect with people. And I think, like, the idea of Twitter, because it's so, in that second, is that a lot of people think that it's not a place for building relationships, that it's more just to kind of showcase yourself, whereas it's really a great place to connect with people because they're not expecting it. So then we'll go into my messages here, and then hopefully they aren't all spammy. I'll see these. Oh, okay, good. So they have answered me back. There's a couple people here I should have answered back by now, but I just haven't. It's been actually probably almost a week since I've been on here, because I just wanted it all to build up. So I'm just going to put that. Hello, Beachbody. How is business going? Have you been in long? If I could type. Hello, Beachbody. How's business going? Have you been in long? So it's pretty instantaneous where people will answer you back. So that's really awesome. I was hoping that would happen, where the people would answer me back. So this is Mandy with SBC. It's really slow, and I haven't had a sale yet, but I also haven't had all the time I usually do lately. Thanks for the follow from you too. Yes, it's a super busy time of year with news slowing down. That's normal. And now here I won't do 2 messages because it's just one word. But I still send another question, like I keep it as a conversation. Take out the word super. Okay. And so if she doesn't answer back, what I would do then the next time is, depending on her answer, You know, congratulate her for if she's new, or congratulate her if she has been in for a super long time, and just say, I send out a newsletter of business tips for or home business tips for moms and women in the business and men in the business. And you know, if you ever want to be added on, just let me know. And most of the time they will say yes. Just one second, my daughter's here. What do you need? A piece of paper? See, this is working from home, right? Do you want to say hi?
Hi.
There you go. That's Asha. There's your paper. No, I need the pen. Okay, so that's her. And so, yeah, so I mean, chances are she's going to say yes. If she doesn't, then that's okay. I mean, not everybody wants help. So let's see what other messages we have. Pretty sure she went on. Yes, of course. I will. Actually, I should have done that. You guys don't need to see this. You know what? I'll answer her back after. So she was someone who had said yes to being added to my list. She's on there now, and we'll definitely likely talk in the future too. Okay, no. I'm pretty sure. See, okay, so now this girl, this is good. This is live. You guys can see it live. So no, I'm just on my second month. How about you? The beginning is so exciting. You ever need, and I generally pretty much always say the same thing. If you ever need any help, so you might not have a list, you might not be trying to build something, but you can offer something to somebody that they don't know. If you've been in business one day longer than somebody else, there's chances are that you know something, or if you've taken a course. So you can say, if you ever need any help with this, I'm really good at it, let me know. Or you know, if you want to connect, if you have a mastermind that people can jump in on, or if you have a group on Facebook that supports women in home business, or you know, anything like that, like kind of think outside of the box. What can you offer if you're not doing an email list, and you're not blogging, and you're not, you know, not really putting anything of, or that you don't think you're putting anything of value out there? Think of a way that you can. And you know, there's so many free ways to do that. This is totally free. What I'm doing is totally free, but it's getting people on my list. And so if you did create a group, you could now come in and say, hey, I created a group for women in home business where we can all, you know, come. It's not going to be a spammy group. We can't really post our links, but if we need help with stuff, you can ask a question, and you know, it'll just be great to be able to meet you and help you out. So there's tons of ways that you can approach people. This is just my way, because I'm personally building my list. And if you're not at all sure about a list, like I say, I'll post the link for Aweber in there. But if you want to know why you need a list, I'll be doing a webinar. I think next week's webinar is on a list, so it'll be next Thursday. I'll invite you guys. Now, just so you know, when you registered for this webinar, you're on my list now, and you probably got my first email of the first social media webinar, and you're going to get the other one tomorrow. So you're on my list, so you're going to be getting updates of any other webinars. So if you're like, this girl sucks, I don't like her approach, I don't want to listen to her again, then make sure you unsubscribe from my emails, okay? Or if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me too and respond to them. So if you ever need any help, let me know. I do a newsletter a few times a week for women in biz, sharing tips and social media. I can add you anytime. It's free. Super nice to meet you. So that's it. So she's either never going to answer me again. She's going to say, okay, thanks. Yeah, because a lot of people will do that because they don't want the help. Or she's going to send me her email and I will put her on. So that's how I do that part of it. And that was great because that was live. I really don't need to show you too much more unless if there's something. Yeah, so this is someone I would basically send this girl the exact same message. Yeah, so we've had a very short conversation, but she's sharing with me that she's only utilized social media and word of mouth right now. Good for you for doing this on the side. Now, I do send it to men too, but I do tend to work mostly with women. It just happens that way. But I do have men on my list. So I would never want any of you to be mad at me if you saw a man on my list and like, I thought you said you only did it to women. It's just, I'm kind of reaching out. My tips and strategies, my approach probably is more for women, although, I have guys that I work with a lot. So I don't know why I say this, but I just do. To women in the biz, sharing free tips. Now, she may not answer me back because it's been quite a few days, and she may be annoyed that she never heard back from me. Ooh, we're running low on time here. So that's that. So we'll see if that other woman has answered me back yet. That would be awesome. No, not yet. So that's how I do it. And I really, I'm about knowing people, and so if I don't feel like it's the right time to reach out to someone with my newsletter, or if I don't feel like I know them enough or what they're struggling with, like I do try to find out if they're struggling. And a lot of times, if people are open, most of the people in this business are open, right? They're open-minded people to begin with. So a lot of people will share with you, but the other side of that is that a lot of people in this business are, they're entrepreneurs, so they work on their own. So, but I mean, I personally like to work with other network marketers. But if you're just looking for anyone, that's how you can do it. If you want some ideas, shoot me an email anytime, or connect with me on Twitter, or connect with me on Google Plus. This Google Plus that I'm using for this event, this actually isn't my regular Google Plus. You're probably like, who's this girl that only has 14 people? This is just for my Hangouts. My regular YouTube got a strike for a video, and there was nothing wrong with it. It was ridiculous. But so then I can't do Hangouts until I think like February. So I've had to create a second Google Plus. So that's why this is. So you can connect with me on Google Plus and ask questions, or you can connect with me on Twitter, or you can connect with me on Facebook. My email is coffeewithangel@outlook.com. And yeah, I would love to help you. I'll give you some ideas for who to reach out to on Twitter. Today was basically to share with you exactly what I do, exactly how I'm getting leads. And I wanted to tell you too. So if I want to get somebody on a presentation, if I search the work from home one, lately I've really been all about building my list, so that's why all those were there. But I have before, and I won't share the message because I don't want she's on my list, so I don't want to tick her off. But there was one girl, she was looking for something recently, and I think I searched want to work from home, and I found her on there, and I said, hey, like in the message I was like, this is what I do. Do you want do you want some help? Like, this is what I do, is help people to be able to achieve that dream. And it really is possible. And so she was like, yeah, sure. So then what I do is I'll say, okay, you know what, Twitter, we've only got 140 characters to talk. Let's connect on Facebook. So then we connect on Facebook, we send a couple more messages. And if she wants to see the presentation, then I'm like, no problem, let's hop on the phone. What day is good for you? Because I personally only mostly only show my presentation on the phone, unless if it's someone that I'm not that interested in working with, then I might give them the link online, or if they're in a different country and it's just easier that we do it that way. So you kind of judge it out that way. But I definitely try to get people on the phone as much as possible, because that's still building that relationship even further. So you can go from Twitter to Facebook to phone. I've never gone Twitter to phone because I do like to check people out, and you can find out a lot more about people on Facebook, right? So another approach that I've been shown that I haven't used too much, but you can follow someone, retweet their tweet, and then come over to Facebook and search for them. And if you're sure that it's the same person, then you can message them on there. Chances are it will go to their other inbox, but people lately have been better with checking that. So you can just shoot them a message and say, hey, I just retweeted some of your stuff. I think you're awesome. I just wanted to connect on Facebook too. If that's okay with you, add me. And that's another way you can go about it. So you've really got to be not making it as complicated as or not making it more complicated than it is, because it's not complicated at all. Twitter, each social platform is different, but it each has its own way of being able to, in the end, just connect with people, right? Make sure you're giving them what they need. If somebody doesn't need me, if they're totally fine, I'm not asking them if they want to go on my newsletter, or I'm not asking them if they want to connect on Facebook and chat more about how they can work from home, or how they can travel more, or, you know, how they can live this life. Because if I get the feeling that they either already do, or they don't really care about it, then I'm not going to pressure them or myself, you know, then you're just basically wasting time. So I like to keep my time on social media limited. I try not to actually even do too much personal stuff. Like, I do not use Twitter for personal stuff. I use it to like retweet Ray Higdon stuff, or other people that I'm following. Cesar Rodriguez, I'll retweet his stuff sometimes. If somebody has something going on, like when Jessica is launching her new product, then I will be tweeting about that, you know. So it's when there's major events going on, or when there's a reason to tweet about personal stuff, then I will. But otherwise, I don't really tweet too much, besides to retweet my content that people have tweeted for me on Viral Content Buzz, or to retweet people's stuff that I'm following. So hopefully that makes sense. Yes. So the way I've kind of learned things right now, like, there is a group that we have. It's called Free Daily Coaching, and it's a group on Facebook. To get into the group, it's totally free. We hang out, and if you have a question on anything, you can ask it, and somebody has an answer for you. And it's a group that Burt Bledsoe, I don't know if you know him, he's part of the MLSP community, but he put this group together, and he is just awesome and shares so much. He does a daily call, and then he's put together this other kind of advanced group for us, where we get together once a week, and he shares some new strategy, or we really go in depth into something. And you know, it's just awesome. So if you want into that, first of all, I can add you into the group anytime. Just connect with me and let me know that you want in. If you want in the group, just tweet at me and just say, I want in FDC, and I'll know exactly what you mean, and we'll put you in. And so you can do that. You can go into you can come with us into these weekly groups. It's a monthly fee, and because I'm connected with him, he gives me better rate for people that I bring in. Let's just say that. I'm not going to tell you the price because I don't want to get in trouble, but it's a lot better rate than if you were to just kind of come into the coaching. So let me know if you want to find out about that, because it's an awesome group. I probably, since I've started working with Burt, he is my mentor. I work with him one-on-one. He has taken my business from like a momentum of about 35 and taken it to like 180. Like, it's an awesome group to be a part of. So if you're ready to kind of step it up, or aren't sure what you're doing, then for sure connect with me, and we'll figure it out for you. Then there's another reason everything changed for me was my mindset. My mindset was, I wouldn't have thought that it was poor, but it was it wasn't negative. I had lots of things holding me back, and my language, I realized, was holding me back, and the way I thought was holding me back, and the fact that I wasn't doing affirmations or creating a vision or anything like that was really like it's almost when you get into masterminding and into mindset and doing that kind of stuff, it's almost like magic. Like it's almost like things start happening, and these things that are on your list of affirmations or things that you want to see in your vision, they do start happening. So no matter what business you're in, if you're an entrepreneur, I would really suggest there's this I think I pulled it up, there's this new, it actually starts tonight, actually the call just started 2 minutes ago. It's called the Deep Abyss, and I'll put this link in there for you guys too. It is like dirt cheap. This is Diane Hockman, and if you're a woman in the business, you probably know of her, have heard of her. She's the woman who can write an email and get like $20,000 in one day generated from sales. So she's actually the one who taught me the importance of your email list. So what I'll be sharing with you is actually what I learned from her. But this Deep Abyss, if you want the link right now, it's freedombiz.thedeepabyss.com, and it's $24.95 or $24 a month, I think. And we're meeting for 2 hours a month, plus there's a whole bunch of other stuff, during the month, the questions you can ask and stuff like that. But you're masterminding with 6 and 7 figure earners who are telling you exactly what they did to be that broke through all these struggles that you might be having. And because I've worked with Diane for the last couple of months, and what she's told me to do have changed things for me, I highly suggest getting into a mastermind. If you're not in a mastermind now, one thing I learned from her about a mastermind is if you think that getting together with your girlfriends on your team who are either your downline or maybe aren't more successful than you, you need to have a mastermind where the people that you're masterminding with are actually of a better success than you. If you're masterminding with people equal or lower than you, then it's not a mastermind and you're not going to better yourself. And I didn't really get that because I had some groups, where that we hung out and got together and shared ideas. But if there's not one of you in there that knows what they're doing, then it's really not going to progress, and you just kind of end up sharing a bunch of information that isn't getting any of you results, right? It's more like a chat session. So this is a place you can come. You can cancel anytime, and I think the first 30 days are guaranteed. If you don't like it after the first month, you're able to send support an email saying that you want out. But I'm in it. It was like a no-brainer for me. So if you want to get into that, I would highly suggest you do. I would love to meet some of you in there and get to mastermind with you, and you'll find out all the stuff that that I've been able to apply in my business. Plus, I'm going to be learning way more. So that's that. If neither of those are of any interest to you, but you need help, I am more than willing to help you out. I do coaching, and actually in October, coaching is 50% off. I don't really have, I do have rates and packages, but I'm not going to share them on here because if people are watching this webinar after October, they're going to be different. But I do a 15-minute call with you in the beginning that's totally free, and assess whether or not you do need me, and then just kind of see whether or not it's like a 1-hour session that you need, or if it's something where maybe we should work together for the month and really figure out your social media strategy and how we can get you leads or sales or whatever it is that you need help with. So if you need that, just connect with me, send me a message. If you add me on Facebook, I probably won't add you back until like midnight tonight because I've got to hop on the Deep Abyss call and clean up some other stuff and get the kids to bed. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope I always hop off these webinars going, oh shoot, I forgot to cover that. But if I miss anything, I will send it in the email with the replay, and hopefully I've given you some ways to be able to hop on Twitter for half an hour a day, grab about 20 leads and get off, and go enjoy your day, knowing that you've made that effort. Because I think a lot of people step back away from Twitter or Facebook because it's that fear of talking to people, which it takes a while to get over. It's not just because you've jumped into this industry does that mean that you're all of a sudden Mr. or Mrs. Sales. Like, it takes a lot of effort, but the only way you get better at it is by doing it, and the only way your business grows is by connecting with people. So, and the only way you can do that is if you actually reach out to people, right? So set a smaller goal first. Maybe be like, okay, I'm going to talk to 5 people on Twitter each day, 5 people on Facebook, and then if you do that, if you say it and you mean it and your word is your law and you do that, you're going to be amazed at the momentum that starts to pick up in your business. And then all of a sudden it's going to be, okay, I'm going to connect with 10 people on Twitter and 10 people on Facebook. You do that, you're happy with yourself. You don't feel like you've, gone through the day and not accomplished anything because you sit there in fear of tricking. Your mind will lie to you and tell you that you don't know how to do this, but I just showed you how easy it is. And I was no expert at it. I just kind of figured it out as I went, and I took other training, and other people have shared their tips with me, and it works. And so I want to pass it on to you. It can be easy to recruit people. It can be easy to get people on your list. And just don't listen to yourself telling you that it's hard, because that's just a lie to try to keep you from having success. So that's where I will end. So make sure to come over to Facebook. Oh, I meant to put a post on here that I was in the webinar so that you guys could comment. But yeah, just add me on Facebook or tweet me on Twitter, or you can, follow me on Twitter, and then I will probably message you and we can connect that way. If you want access to the Deep Abyss, I'll put that link in here, which is the page for the Hangout itself. And then what else was I going to share with you? This is my blog. Make sure you come over here. And what else was I going to share with you guys? There was another link. Oh, for Aweber, I'll share my Aweber information with you, so you know how to go over there and get set up. And then if you want some help getting it set up, just let me know, because like I say, I'll be doing a webinar on next Thursday on your email list. But if you want to get set up and going before then, just give me a call or connect with me, and then we can connect on the phone. Okay, thanks so much for joining me, guys. I super appreciate the support. I love being able to help you. If you ask me any question, I'm going to answer you truthfully. And if I don't know the answer, I know where to go get it. So just, connect with me. Let's, I just want to see you have success. That is my joy, is to talk to people who are just rocking their business, and to see people flourish and to change. I love it when I can get on the phone with someone and they're like, oh, I'm struggling with this. And I can be like, well, why don't you try this or this? They go out and do it, and they come back and they're like, it worked. And it's like, yeah, it works. You just have to, you can't think of everything. You need other minds. And that's why these masterminds are so awesome, because you can't think of everything. You need to hear other people's perspective. You need to hear how others are having success, and you don't need to feel like a failure, because like I say, 98% of people fail in this industry. If you want to be part of the 2%, you've got to admit that for a while you're going to fall into that 98%, and that you're going to have ups and downs just like the rest of us, and you're going to get through them. And even if you come into the free group on Facebook, if I can add you in there and you want to come in there, you're gonna feel like you have a community, because that's what we are. There's no judging. There's no, oh, you haven't recruited anyone? Well, get out of here. Like, that's exactly why we're there, is to help people get results. Like, when I get results, Bert gets so excited that he just shouts it from the rooftops practically louder than I do. So get in with us. We're all from different companies, and just make sure you connect with us, and I will talk to you soon, I'm sure. I appreciate all you guys who are on here. I will send out the recording tomorrow by email, and any of you who have added me on Facebook, like I say, I will get to you tonight. And if you have any questions at all, send me a message. Even if I haven't added you back on Facebook, just send me a message, because I will see it. I do check my other folder. Take care, guys. I appreciate you so much, and I hope you go out there and just rock Twitter. Okay, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.